Hello, hi, I'm Maryam. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. In today's video, I am doing a roundup of my favorite foundations for 2019. So yes, this is the best of the best foundations of 2019 that I am so excited to film because it is a video that so many of you have requested, especially given the fact that I've done so many reviews of foundations this year. There have been so many launches. I have made a foundations playlist that I encourage you to check out for all of those individual foundation reviews so that you could see the wear test. I do conduct wear tests for all the foundation reviews that I film. Check it out. I'll include it up here down in the description for your convenience. Now, before you watch my foundation recommendations video or anybody else's foundation recommendation video, please consider the person who is reviewing these foundations. What is their skin type? How old are they? What are their skin concerns, etc., etc. If you are someone like me who is an oily skin person, if you have acne prone skin, if you have pores, imperfections from time to time, if you are in your late 20s to early 30s, even into your late 30s, you are probably someone who would benefit from my videos. However, if you are watching a foundation review from someone who has perfect skin, who probably doesn't even need to wear foundation, think again. That said, I am wearing my #1 favorite foundation from 2019 on my face right now, and I want you to pause this video and guess which foundation I am actually wearing. I will reveal later on in the video. For now, let's play this game. Remember to subscribe, make sure you are hitting that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now let's get to it. Best of 2019 foundations review. Here we come, Team Truth. So you guys, I really prepared for this video. I listed all of my favorite foundations. I wrote all these intricate notes about them. I watched all of my reviews from this year and I went in. I wanted to compare my initial reaction to what my reaction is now after having worn the foundation for a while. I'm here for this. Anyway, in no particular order, the first foundation that is the best of the best from 2019 is a foundation you probably would already guess. It's one that I've been wearing a lot lately. It's Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This beauty right here that I love so much. The shade that I wear the most is 7.5 Neutral. It's not an exact match to my skin tone, but it works and it works pretty well. This foundation is full coverage AF. When they say full coverage, they really mean it. It covers everything: blemishes, pores, imperfections, dry patches, but it wears so well and it looks so smooth and so doll-like on the skin. It literally makes your skin look so much better than before. It perfects the texture, which is a unique feature. Not all full coverage foundations can do that, but it feels lightweight on the skin so it doesn't look like a mask. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a heavy full coverage foundation. It just looks absolutely flawless and I'm a huge fan. The shade range is a pinch questionable in the sense that I don't really understand their undertone classification. Their neutrals lean a little bit more olive, whereas their warms lean a little bit more orange. So that to me is kind of backwards, at least in the way that I'm used to understanding foundation makeup science. But whatever works, doesn't really matter as long as it works. This foundation wears extremely well. I do have a review on this one. I will include all the reviews for all the foundations that I'm mentioning down in the description, along with a link to purchase so that you can check out my wear test. I do include wear tests on every single foundation review that I conduct. You should not be watching foundation reviews that don't have wear tests. $44, kind of on the higher side of average, I would say. Average for a high-end foundation if you don't include drugstore prices. Moving right along. The next foundation that I really was shocked and impressed by this year, shocked because this is actually a hydrating foundation that's meant for drier skin types, not mine, but I'm talking about the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Long Wear Foundation that comes in this awesome squeezy tube. $35, 50 shades, medium to full coverage, hydrating, but humidity resistant, which is probably why I loved it so much. My oily skin was able to absorb it in a way that complemented its oils. I don't know exactly what the science behind it is, but at the end of a very long day of wearing this foundation, my skin looked really great. I love the fact that the coverage is more on the medium buildable to full side, which is great for the summertime in case you want to play up your freckles or show off your texture. It made my skin look really healthy, natural, and for $35, I think it's a really good foundation. Furthermore, I far prefer this foundation to Fenty's original foundation, which is actually meant for oily skin, but it's not meant for problematic textured skin like mine. So if you have acne, breakouts, anything like that, that original foundation, not this one, will cling to your imperfections and it will make them appear way worse than they appeared before. So keep that in mind. Oh my God, another foundation that I am so in love with this year is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. This one is a dream, you guys. $36, 42 shades, best applied with a sponge, not with a brush, for the simple fact that this is a creamier foundation and it does go on just a little bit dry. So you do need to work with a sponge, with a damp sponge, to kind of make it even. But once you are able to apply it on your skin, you realize that the finish is just so beautiful and so skin perfecting. Your skin looks like you're not really wearing anything at all, but it's full coverage, so it makes you look absolutely flawless. So I would say this is actually a pretty versatile foundation. I could wear it during the day for that natural flawless look, or I could totally wear it at night for that glamorous flawless look. It doesn't matter. It looks great either way, and I think the price is not bad at all, and I'm super proud of Dose of Colors. They're a relatively new brand, and to be able to come out with a foundation that's one of the best of 2019 is something to be celebrated. So I applaud them for that. Congratulations. Oh yeah, it's also super long wearing. I think I had like a really shocking wear test with that one. Next, I am about to pull out Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. This one is pricey, $68. That's almost $70. That's up there, and it's definitely not for everybody. This is a sheer to medium buildable foundation, not something that I typically gravitate towards because, again, like I said, I do have blemishes. I have oily, acne prone, porous skin. Sometimes the texture is not pretty. Why would I like this Pat McGrath sheer coverage foundation? The answer is simple. I do have good skin days, particularly in the summertime, and when I have good skin days, I absolutely want to let my skin shine. I want it to speak for itself. I don't want to cover up my freckles. I want to play them up, in fact. And this is the foundation that allows me to do that the best. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin if your skin is already on the healthy side. I found that I got the most compliments on my skin when wearing this foundation. I guess people like my freckles. Currently, I am a shade 114 light medium, which is kind of like a yellow olive undertone. It works perfectly for my natural skin tone, not for my summer sun-kissed skin tone. Then I can probably go to as far as a 118, but because it's such a sheer coverage foundation, a lot of shades tend to work for me. So now the next foundation that I'm going to be mentioning is an interesting one, namely because so many people were so mad at me after I reviewed it. I was shocked. I'm talking about the Kat Von D True Portrait Foundation. This one is $36, comes in a cool squeezy tube. This is a very unique type of foundation, a different formula than what I'm used to, but more on that in a second. Going back to my previous comment about all the hate that I got after I reviewed this foundation, I was literally beside myself. There was a Reddit article about me reviewing this foundation with people just breaking down my character and saying all types of nasty things just because I supposedly supported Kat Von D. The thing is, I am a product review channel. I am not a personality reviewer. I'm not a drama channel. So I have no idea who Kat Von D is as a person. I do not follow her. I've never met her. When I initially reviewed this foundation, I mentioned that I'm not here for the drama. I'm strictly here for the makeup. Apparently that ticked some people off. Perhaps maybe I implied that I knew something about the drama that I didn't. I don't know anything about her personally. I just know that I see her face often enough on drama channels. So anyway, going back to strictly the product and the foundation. Although I was a little bit perplexed with the formula of this liquid to powder foundation that's supposed to be shaken a lot before applied with your fingertips. Yeah, I know, not typical by any means, pretty unorthodox to say the least. I don't really like applying foundation with my fingertips. I don't like blending it out with anything but a sponge or some type of a tool. But the reason why you have to apply it with your fingertips is because it's so liquidy. So when you apply it with a sponge, it's too porous. The product gets sucked up into the sponge. When you apply it with a brush, the brush has fibers, so it gets sucked up into the brush. And it's kind of impossible to work with. The point is that this foundation actually really surprised me. I was pleasantly surprised by the wear test. It made my skin look so matte, so many hours after I applied it on, that I just had to include it in today's roundup. This is probably one of the longest wearing foundations I've ever tried, and the fact that it's so clingy to the skin would probably make it a foundation that would emphasize pores or imperfection or textures. This does not do that. I had to include this product regardless of how people may feel about the person behind the brand, who probably doesn't even own the entire brand, because Kat Von D and Fenty and Marc Jacobs are all owned by Hendo. Don't be mad at me for bringing it up again. I'm just the makeup messenger. I am so pissed. The next foundation that I want to talk about is a foundation that I no longer have, for the simple fact that this foundation wasn't necessarily meant for my oily skin type, but it was a foundation that looked so beautiful on my skin when I first applied it that it was just a dream. I'm talking about the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover SPF 50 foundation. Yeah, SPF 50 is a lot of SPF, and it's not something that I typically gravitate towards in a foundation. I prefer to include my SPF in my skincare, and I like to separate my skincare from my face makeup just because of my oily skin. I don't want anything to make my skin overproduce even more oils. The Maybelline Dream Urban Cover that I don't currently have comes in a squeezy tube. It's somewhere between $11 to $13, 16 shades, which is not super duper inclusive, I know, but for what it is, an SPF 50 buildable full coverage foundation, I thought it was pretty incredible. It made my skin look completely flawless, and the fact that it also has some antioxidant, pollution protection, some skincare benefits, although not something that I typically look for in a foundation, this one looked great. I'm sorry that I don't have it right now, but it did make my skin look very oily at the end of the day, which is probably why I gave it away to my best friend who has normal skin. She can actually get great use out of it. Oh my god, Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. They smashed it out the box this year, you guys. 100 shades is what they launched. They made history with 100 shades. Before I get to all that, let's observe this very cool packaging. A pump, and also a doe foot applicator for that precise application in case you want to conceal. I actually don't find myself using the doe foot applicator to conceal because I still prefer my concealer to be lighter than my foundation, just so I can brighten under the eyes and do that whole reverse contour effect. This is an incredible foundation that I have been loving so much and reaching for so much this year. $36, 100 shades for all skin types, light, medium, tan, deep, and dark. 3 undertones in this foundation: pink, neutral, and golden. So basically it covers everyone. Everyone and anyone can find a match in this foundation. My natural match is MG5. My summer color is about a TG3. I love them both. It makes my skin look so poreless, so perfected. And the fact that it's such an easy to use foundation, it goes on really smoothly, evenly, quickly. It works with a brush. It works with a beauty blender. You can pretty much wear it anywhere on the go. This is my travel makeup bag. Would you look at that? There's actually a sample size of this foundation in the shade MG5 that I always keep here. Perfect for the plane. It also has a lot of skincare benefits. Another skincare foundation hybrid that typically I wouldn't be interested in, but I am now a believer. This foundation is truly one of the best foundations of the year. For $36, I think it's a steal. And it's so oily skin friendly. So oily skin friendly. Speaking of skincare foundation hybrids, there's another foundation that I've been loving this year, and it also lives in my travel makeup bag. I'm talking about the Tarte Foundsealer. powder. This is the travel size. I have it here in the full size. Also a pump. Now this is the type of foundation that I was so reluctant to try and to film a review about. I, for some reason, was going into it like I was going to hate it. I guess it's because this concealer came out after the whole Shape Tape fiasco, after the Shape Tape foundation and then the face tape. I was nervous. I didn't want to get hate on my channel. I didn't want to jump into another foundation with really high hopes to then suddenly be disappointed. You know what I'm trying to say. But after I tried this foundation, I went to the gym. You could watch that video after you watch this one. And I was so shook by the wear test. This is the type of foundation, because it's a makeup and skincare hybrid, is one of those that's really good for your skin. You can probably wear it to the gym and not run the risk of ruining your face or getting breakouts. I recommend it. It also has SPF 20. It's something that perfects the skin. It's not super full coverage. It's great for every day. I'm really happy that Tarte came out with this. I feel like this was a high note for them. The name is weird to say the least, but the product is excellent and I love it and I stick by it. Last but not least, one of my absolute favorite foundations for 2019 is a drugstore foundation, and it's the one drugstore foundation that I think is the world's best drugstore foundation. I'm talking about L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I love this one so much. This one is literally only about $12 to $15. You can get it anywhere and it is so super duper high end. You can compare this foundation to a Dior. You can compare it to a Fenty or a Dose of Colors or even a Pat McGrath. This is so silky, so easy to apply, glides on like liquid silk. It covers imperfections, medium to full buildable coverage. I absolutely swear by this. This is the one foundation that I would recommend to those of you who go to work every day or to school, or for those of you who simply have to put on makeup every single day. You will get a lot for your money from this foundation and you don't have to feel bad when you have to repurchase it again and again and again. So I've recommended this to a lot of people. Just an amazing foundation. All right, so that wraps up all the 2019 launches and all of my favorite foundations for 2019. But before I exit, I do want to mention some honorary foundations from the years prior that I still love, that I still use. Not gonna spend as much time on them, but here goes. Dior Forever, $52, beautiful finish, absolutely flawless, covers everything, looks natural on the skin, not too cakey. Love this one. Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, $40. Shade range is a little bit problematic, definitely questionable, but if you are a medium to tan skin tone, you will find more than one shade match. I have about 6. I can't say the same for the deeper complexions or for the much lighter complexions, but that's just what it is. Great for oily skin, great coverage. I love it. NARS Natural Radiant, $49 foundation, great for all skin types. I would say kind of similar to the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear in terms of versatility, but this one is a creamier formula and I believe it has more shades. I love this one. This is an all-time favorite. I am a shade Stromboli for the winter. I believe I'm either a Barcelona or something else in the summer, and I like to wear this one whenever I want to switch it up and still look amazing. This is just a good trusty foundation. Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion, $48. Also another beautiful perfecting foundation that's great for oilier skin types. Looks awesome during the day, looks great at night if you want to do a glamorous or an everyday type of makeup. This is a hit. Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick is my #1 favorite foundation stick of all time. There is absolutely nothing better. Nothing even comes close. Hourglass's Vanish foundation version, the liquid foundation version of this stick, is not as great, but this product, there's so little left. It's one of my favorites. I'm generally not a fan of foundation sticks, but I had to include this one because it is as good, if not better, than some of these foundations that I mentioned. I have come to the point of the video where I want to reveal the foundation that is currently on my face, which is my favorite foundation launch of the year. If you guessed it correct, then leave me a comment down below letting me know that. The foundation that I'm wearing on my face is Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation in the shade MG5. This is my favorite foundation of the year, just consolidating and considering all the factors. Price, shade range, come on, 100 shades? That's major. Versatility, it's good for not just my oily skin, it's also good for normal and dry skin. Full coverage without being cakey. Natural finish, it passes passes all the tests with flying colors. I would say this is probably my #1 favorite foundation that I have worn the most since its launch. I keep going back to it. I always travel with it, and I have to tell you, I absolutely love it, and I swear by it, and I recommend it to you guys. Along with all the other foundations that I've mentioned in this video, all of these are my favorites that I keep, that I reach for, and that I would recommend to you guys if you are an oily, problematic skin type. So that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. Let me know which best of 2019 video you'd want me to film next. Is it palettes? Is it lipsticks? Is it concealers? What is it? Comment down below, let your voice be heard. I do take requests, and I love taking requests. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Before you go, make sure you click on my other videos and check out some of those foundation reviews for those wear tests. Bye guys.